One, voting has now changed. Why? Because those that probably voted probably didn't live long enough to see the vote come through. Why? Because they could have signed and passed. As Joe Biden takes a bike ride, you know, I happened to take a ride, I guess, a couple of days ago, but it just lets me know subliminally what you doing out here, Joe. It's destructive, and the world doesn't know about it, but I'm seeming to put and pin certain things together. As Politico, DOJ investigates Louis DeJoy over campaign contributions. Well, you saying that campaign contributions when Joe is deciding to drop his corporate tax hike to get an infrastructure bill. Like I said before, man, that bill and everything else about it just doesn't sit right. And a lot of things are just not sitting right. White House announces this destination of the first COVID-19 vaccines headed overseas. Like I said, man, when it came down to it, Biden ran over, got the vaccines, and started distributing them. Now, like I said, it's together now, which is Democrats and Republicans. So miss me with the, mix up and all. Because you have to. You're up against a thing that is sending the right messages from, I guess, hundreds of years of politics. Why Texas Democrats walked out? Like I said, they want to stir up a beef between each other. But in all reality, legislations are passed between each other. That's the only way you can get something passed. Through state to state. You can have Democrat or Republican. It really wouldn't matter. Biden expands Trump's list of Chinese companies banned from U.S. investments. Like I said, you wanna put a clink hold on something that China has purchased, which is your healthcare program. That's why you claim that this COVID thing came from China. Like I said, I'm adding up the ties of the what and what happened over in I hear the story about your ex and what happened, man. What happened? And the speculation behind your son is pretty much irrelevant right now, because I don't think that you want to use your political power to use that to your advantage. Meaning all of the speculation as to him sleeping with the sons of the other son's wife. Lord Trump torches media. Nah, like I said, I don't want the back and forth bickering. I want a political exchange for the benefit of the people. Now, none of this is benefiting the people. But you have something on July the 15th, which you have to wait for. And as that rolls out, you would like to get unemployment destroyed. Go ahead. And other programs destroyed come September. I mean, you could try, but from the way it's looking, it just doesn't look like legitimate politics taking place, because those that may have voted for whoever may have passed, or, like I said, man, it takes a year to get the vote. As California weighs easing some of the COVID mask rules for workers. Like I said, man, I say ease all rules. Because one minute you was getting locked up for not wearing a mask. Now it's a new thing where you can't get anything to happen to you except free things like beer, donuts, guns. That's another situation. They're giving out free guns for those getting vaccinated. Now, I don't really pertain to it like that. It's a healthcare crisis. Why you want to turn it into a pick the vaccine or you get less? It's political, man. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in keeping my niggocratic balance within your system, because your system has took advantage of not only just the niggocrats, but the periodical world as a whole. That's why one minute you friends with China, next minute you going at Trump. You got a lot of things that you pick at for specific reasons, political gains. Now the people are attracted to all of that because they see power in it. I see desperation. Which I think that you're understanding that. That's why you would like to leave that tax credit alone for the rich. Republican Matt Gaetz under investigation, allegedly. CNBC has that news. And that's another thing too. Like I said, if we're going to go on this political tirade of who's going at who, then who's getting the job done for the people? I beg to differ. And as you linger the carrot in front of the donkey, you have other plans. They are here on fire. NBC News has that story. Biden administration mulls cyber attack against Russian hackers. Listen, man, like I said, I think it's an inside job. All of this hacking going down, and you're supposed to have the top flight securities and all of this web events. But, like I said, Biden doesn't want any web events or anyone questioning his motives as, I guess, sitting president. Trump is more obsessed than ever. Now, I think it's more or less they're using Trump. Trump didn't know any better. Biden, you have 40 years of politics. You know everything, trick of the trade to keep yourself in politics. I don't know how you last that long, but it's amazing. 40 years. Like I said, man, it's political. Most Americans think they can spot fake news. They can't, says CNN. I wouldn't call myself fake news. I would call myself a political adversary who's trying to get a niggocratic banner, a niggocratic house. Because like I said, they turn black. It just sends the wrong message out there, man. It undermines the definition. How significant, pretty much, is a day without COVID deaths? Like I said, if you want to say that the person died of whatever disease is other than COVID, that's totally up to you. And out of desperation, I would expect that to take place in the coming following weeks as you increase the numbers and segregate vaccinations from unvaccinated. It's like I said, a thing of the old that you always infuse. I'm not here to discriminate or to treat others unfair or unequal due to the fact that certain things won't allow certain people to actually take that vaccine. But that's further near or dear to none and close to some. That rhyme, by the way. Biden scraps the tax hike, but you want to get rid of unemployment. You, like I said, you said you wanted to help the less of, but in all reality, you want to help the highest up because those are the ones that's going to back your plan, whatever it may be. South Carolina couple likened to Bonnie and Clyde. Nah, like I said, it's a lot more. I wouldn't call it corruption. I call it bringing back the ways of the old, supplying a specific and disenfranchising another. Like I said, you got dot inks on all your commissioners and politics now. But like I said, I am the ink. No difference. Palestine reacts to Israel's coalition deal. Like I said, is there ever going to be a black person in leadership in Israel? I'm going to see it. I got to see it. And that's another thing too. Can we find candidates for these alleged candidates rerunning? Because it seems as if their candidates that went up against them are being eliminated due to hearsay and, like I said, the fact that COVID deaths are taking away majority of their votes. Company news, Syracuse.com. Oh, and that's another thing too. Sports. I said you're doing your numbers, you're running around, getting people gathered in flocks. Like I said, people are still dying, whether you believe it or not. Prosecutor seeks 30-year sentence for Derek Chauvin. Like I said, man, you give him whatever you give him. It is what it is. Supreme Court limits reach of computer crime law. Like I said, man, if you're getting hacked, then where's the law for that? Oh yeah, you are the creator of all of that. You monitor, you scan, you abduct databases. It's part of your political job is to keep an eye on everything. But you're letting certain things go under the radar and you're keeping a strict eye on the nigga creds. I don't mind it. Factual, which alerts companies of breaking news events, rises. Like I said, man, everything is wanting to rise, like cake in the oven. But from the looks of things, you don't have enough batter to actually bake. So, have to wait. And the longer you wait, hopefully you can get a gravel hold on some of the balance, because I just can't see it unless you remain under these restrictions. I mean, for those that haven't been vaccinated, and those that have been vaccinated can get the free donuts, free guns, free lottos. The list goes on and on. But like I said, it's a form of discrimination. Like I said, no one knows where the coronavirus actually came from. If it came from where you say it came from, then what do you do about it? When you have ties to what you're saying that it came from. That's further into my, I guess, law degree. Oh man, salute, man, salute. Because I've dreamed of it. And I said to myself, this is a new era of campaigning. And I don't mind it. It's just interesting to watch and see who you're willing to pay and who's willing to take the pay. I can't blame them out of desperation. But holds shall remain. And with that being said, peace. I gotta go.